Hello everybody and welcome to Trafford Golf Centre. I'm Matt Fryer and today I'm here to help you improve your golf. So looking at the driver today, we're going to give you 3 points that are going to help you hit a better driver. Now, obviously, it's a tough club to hit. It's the longest club in our bag. It's the least lofted club in our bag. So we've got to get some things pretty spot on to make sure we're hitting better drives. So what are those 3 points? And if we can do these 3 points consistently, hopefully we should see that you're going to hit more fairways and gain a little bit more distance as well. So point number 1, and this is the big one. If we don't have this, we're going to see that we're going to struggle all over. The other points will be obviously important, but without this, it's going to be something where they're going to be a little bit to the side. So first things first, we need to get that ball out of the center of the club face. If we don't do that, we're going to struggle because the driver itself is actually different to all our clubs. With a driver, what we have on the face is something called roll and bulge. Now that is how the design of the driver, it'll have something where the face isn't totally flat like an iron. It bends from heel to toe, it has a slight rolling, and then from the bottom to the top it also has some curvature on there. The reason for that is for if we had an off-centered strike, it would then give us something where we can get the ball back towards target. It's going to help. It's going to actually move the golf ball a little bit back towards the target as opposed to where an iron, if we did heel or toe it, it's not going to impart a spin where it would move it back towards target so much. So the center of strike is absolutely critical for us. So one of the things we can do when practicing to make sure we are getting a good strike is get a can of something like the foot spray or the dry shampoo. Just give your driver a little bit of a coating in that and it's going to tell you where you're going to be striking. And it seems, you know, you will have seen lots of other videos like this, but it is something that gets a little bit overlooked sometimes. So number 1, let's see where I get this one. And it comes down to setup sometimes as well, which I'll talk through in a second. So good setup. Okay, a little bit heely there for me. So one of the things that I could do, if I am too close to the golf ball, we would find sometimes I might get it a little bit out of the heel. If I was too far away, we might find that I was a little bit out of the toe. So if I were to hit another one now, take my setup and just feel I got a little bit further away from it, ever so slightly. I like it. Slap bang out of the centre just by moving that fraction away from the golf ball. So seeing where our centre of strike is, seeing where our strike location is, sorry, is going to help us hit better drives. That one then, compared to the first one, was bullet straight. The first one was a bit heely and cut off away from target. So check where your strike is, number 1. Number 2, again, another critical point. How are we delivering the face and the direction of the club to the golf ball? So what you will have heard of a lot of times is things where we hear the face to path relationship. So what is that? Now we've got 2 things to understand. Firstly, we've got a target line, which is our ball to target line. If we were shooting a rifle, it would be slap bang straight. We wouldn't have any movement in it. And then we've got something where we have where the face is relevant to that target line. Is it open to it? Is it closed to it? Or is it looking at it? Then we have the direction in which the club is swinging. Is it swinging from the inside of the target line? Or is it swinging from the outside of the target line? And then how do the face and path, the direction of the club, how do those 2 marry up? Because if we see big differences in them, i.e. if you were looking at TrackMan or Flightscope GC2 numbers, and I had a face that was, let's say, 5 degrees right of my target, aiming 5 degrees open, and then I now swing the club 5 degrees left of my target, we're going to see a difference that's 10 degrees. So all of a sudden, when we get those things, we're delivering a glancing blow on the golf ball. So the club is cutting across it with the face looking in a different direction, and we're going to see the spin axis of the ball change, which is going to lead to more curvature on the golf ball. So if we can get a good face to path relationship, we can then start to hit straighter, more centered drives and get more distance. So a good way to do that, you know, a good way of thinking about this, number one, wherever the ball starts is generally where that face is pointing, and then where the path is going is what the curvature has. So an old saying we would hear is face sends it, path bends it. So if we got something where the ball started out right of my target and then curled even further right, I would know that my face was open to my path, i.e. that the face was now looking right of target and right of path. So let's say the face was 4 degrees right of target and the club was swinging 1 degree right of target. We've got a difference of 3 degrees. So I've got a glancing blow and I'm going to see a push cut from that shot, or a push slice it would be determined as, because my face was open to my path. So if we can get something where we're delivering these things pretty neutral, and that comes from, you know, shallowing the club out, getting it traveling in the right direction, we're going to be able to hit better drives. Then the third and final point, again relating back to the club head and how we deliver it to the golf ball, is our angle of attack. Now, one of the things that might throw you off if you were to go and look at PGA Tour stats is the actual the attack angle is what we're looking at here. And with those, the actual attack angle with a driver on the PGA Tour of an average is actually a minus angle. What we'd like to see for Joe Average, you know, your everyday golfer, not someone who is competing at the highest level, who is a, you know, an athletic specimen and is a technically sound specimen, is something where we're actually going to try and hit up on it. Now, if you looked at people like Rory, DJ, all these guys, quite a lot of them, and Brooks Koepka included, people like that, they deliver the club on the up. If you look at the long drive champions, these guys who are hitting it a long, long way, they deliver the club on an attack angle that is a positive. The reason why the guys on tour are going a little bit down on it is because they are trying to hit more fairways. They've got the distance already, so they can sacrifice a little bit to be playing off a fairway, so they've got more control for their second shots. If we were looking totally at distance, we'd look at the long drive guys and girls and see that everything they do is hit on the up. So when we're hitting our drivers, and again, it's just a good rule of thumb for you, from an iron swing we're hitting down, we're going to get ball and turf. With the driver swing, we want to be hitting up on it, so we get a ball and just taking it off the tee, so we're sweeping it up so we can get a really solid strike, deliver the club in a good manner relating to the face to path with a centered strike now. And what we should see, oh, that was good, is something where we get a fantastic drive, and I've just absolutely buttoned that one. It's probably one of the best I've hit in a long time. So 3 crucial things for your driver if you want to hit it better. Number 1, where is your strike coming from? Is it heel toe or is it out of the center? Check your setup, that could have something to do with it. Number 2, what's your face to path relationship like? Are you swinging too much from the outside with an open face, seeing the big slice, which I would imagine the majority of people watching the video are slicers? We're going to want something where we can get the face a little bit more closer to the path, or path closer to the face. We want to see that these numbers are quite close together. We're seeing less curvature on the ball. And then number 3, are we hitting up or hitting down on it? If you're someone who roofs drivers quite a lot, you see that they pop up straight in the air. You've got a load of scuffs on the top of your nice new driver that you've bought. You're probably hitting too much on the down, so we need to change that we're hitting it on the up. If you can get those 3 points nice and consistent in your driving and get them to the point where, you know, we say where you're getting it centered, you've got a good face to path relationship and you're hitting it on the up, you should see that you're hitting it further and that you're hitting more fairways. Guys, I hope this tip has helped you, and I hope it's cleared up a few things about what we're trying to do in the driver swing. If you think it has and you think it's going to help you, give that like button a hit for me. Also remember, if you want to subscribe to the channel, it's totally free and there's loads more videos to help you improve your game. And if you do want to come down and see me at Trafford Golf Centre, all the information's below. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.